Is the existence of evil and suffering a proof that there is no benevolent, all-powerful deity, or does it serve a higher purpose? This is the crux of the problem of evil, a philosophical paradox that has puzzled thinkers for centuries. It calls into question the presence of a compassionate, omnipotent deity amid the world's suffering. What are the implications of this quandary, and what does it reveal about our understanding of the universe? Let us delve into the various philosophical perspectives that attempt to unravel this enigma. For believers, the problem of evil presents a challenge. Theodicy, a term coined by Leibniz, offers a response. Theodicy is the philosophical attempt to square the circle, to justify the existence of evil and suffering in a world overseen by a benevolent, omnipotent deity. It's a heady task, but philosophers have never shied from a challenge. Key among these ideas is the free will defense. It argues that evil is a necessary byproduct of free will. Without the possibility of evil, our choices would hold no meaning. Another is the soul-making defense. This perspective suggests that suffering and evil are tools for spiritual growth, molding us into better versions of ourselves. They are the furnace in which the soul is tempered and strengthened. But as compelling as these ideas may be, they are not universally accepted. Theodicy offers a perspective, but there are others who see things differently. For atheists, the problem of evil provides a reason to reject the existence of a benevolent deity. Now let's delve into the atheist perspective. Atheists argue that the very existence of suffering is a contradiction to the idea of a benevolent and omnipotent deity. If God is all-loving and all-powerful, why does he allow suffering? This conundrum leads us to two key ideas. First, the evidential problem of evil, which suggests that the amount and types of suffering we observe in the world make the existence of God unlikely. Then we have the logical problem of evil, which posits that the existence of evil is logically inconsistent with the existence of a benevolent God. These concepts challenge traditional theistic views, suggesting that a loving, all-powerful God and the reality of suffering can't coexist. So, atheism offers a stark counterpoint to theodicy, but there is yet another perspective to consider. Buddhism, on the other hand, does not see suffering as a problem, but rather a fact of existence. It takes an entirely different approach to the matter, one that is distinct from the majority of Western philosophies. Suffering in the Buddhist perspective is not an aberration or a deviation from the norm, but rather an inherent aspect of the human condition. It is embedded in the fabric of our existence, an inseparable part of life's tapestry. This viewpoint is encapsulated in the Four Noble Truths, the core teachings of Buddhism. The first noble truth acknowledges the ubiquity of suffering: birth, old age, sickness, and death. These are all sources of suffering that we inevitably face. The second noble truth identifies desire and attachment as the root of this suffering. The third noble truth, however, brings a glimmer of hope. It posits that the cessation of suffering is possible, and the fourth noble truth presents the path to achieve this cessation, the Eightfold Path. This path, when followed diligently, leads to a state of enlightenment or nirvana, a state free from suffering. At its heart, Buddhism does not seek to justify or reject evil. Rather, it teaches acceptance and understanding. It provides a framework to navigate the turbulent seas of suffering and ultimately transcend them. Buddhism embraces suffering as a path to enlightenment, offering a unique perspective on the problem of evil. In our brief journey, we have explored a range of perspectives on the problem of evil. We've delved into the depths of theodicy, an attempt to justify evil in a world created by an all-knowing, all-powerful, and all-good God. We've seen how this perspective wrestles with the paradox of a benevolent deity, allowing suffering in the world. We've also ventured into the realm of atheism, where the existence of evil is seen as evidence against the existence of a benevolent deity. The presence of suffering for many challenges the notion of a compassionate divine being. Lastly, we've traversed the path of Buddhism, where suffering is not an anomaly, but an inherent part of life, a catalyst for growth and enlightenment. It's a perspective that embraces suffering as a stepping stone to liberation. The problem of evil continues to perplex us, inviting us to question, to challenge, and to seek understanding in the face of suffering.